teammate and myself sat down and created a routine, a Monday through Friday routine where we hit all the important parts of first grade, sight words or high frequency words, phonics, patterns, and fluency. And we developed a day-by-day plan to make sure that we're hitting all of those in that 15-minute block that we are given to do it in. Because there's a lot, and we needed something that kept not only us on pace, but the kids knew so that it ran smoothly. Wednesday, we begin with the fluency reading again. I always invite them to read along with me. I don't want to require them to read along with me because some of them are still learning those patterns, and it is a little bit tricky because this is on grade level, and not all of my students are on grade level. So I always read it with them to build that fluency in case they make a mistake, and it just helps with their fluency. All right, we're gonna go ahead and read the poem. Today I want your eyes tracking. I'm not gonna point, but remember to read with fluency and expression as we read. Do not read too fast, do not read too slow. We're gonna read it 3 times together today. Hands in your lap, eyes on the smartboard. Are you ready? I'm waiting. Still waiting on some friends. Hands in your lap, eyes on the smartboard. Here we go. Jake the snake. Jake the snake was not quite awake when he made a mistake and curled up on a rake. Let's put our eyes on the smartboard. You can't track words unless your eyes are looking at the words you're reading. Here we go. Jake the snake. Jake the snake was not quite awake when he made a mistake and curled up on a rake. This time you're going to do it without Miss McKenzie. I'll point to kind of keep your eyes going. Here we go.
Jake the snake. Jake the snake was not quite awake when he made a mistake and curled up on a rake.
Fantastic work. We do a word sort whole group where we sort words, and the students then get to practice that on their own at their seat. I'm still interactive with it because I want to keep them moving and on pace. They don't do too many words on their own because it's just a practice to see if they are understanding the pattern, and I'm walking around and looking to make sure that they are understanding and having conversations if they're not. Okay, we are going to sort some words that have that long A pattern. Now, there are 3 different columns that we're going to work with today. The first one is the word family that's like game. Can you get your arm ready and say game? Game. Let's go ahead and stretch that word and find that long A. G. Aim. Game. So words that have the long A and the sound with it are going to go in this column like game. We also have the word gate. Say the word gate. Gate. Get those arms ready. G. Gate. So Layton, other words that we have that have the long A fall into this word family that go t after that long A. And the last word family we're going to talk about today with that long A is like in the word rake. Say the word rake.
Rake.
Stretch it for me.
Rake.
And this word family has the long A and it's followed by the K sound k. We're going to look at some words down here. When I call you, you can pick any of the words down there to stretch for your classmates and put into the correct word family. Whether it's a long A that is followed by a long A that's followed by a t, or a long A that's followed by a k, you're going to have to decide and talk through it. Are you ready? Watch me do the first one. DeAndre, hands out of your shirt, please. I'm going to look at the word same. Here we go. Say the word same with me.
Same.
Same. Does same go in the word family game, gate, or rake? Blow it in your hand. Pop it.
Game.
Fantastic. Game and same. So if I can read or write the word game, I can read or write the word same. Let me see. Knock, come on up. Remember, if you want to come up, you have to show me you're being an awesome listener and participator. Tame, good job. Stretch it for your class. Tame. Tame. Knock, which word family does tame belong in with that long A?
Game.
Game. Here you go. Can you reach it? Okay. Good job. Let me see. Sophie, come on up. Name. Go ahead.
Name. No. A. Name.
Good job. Where does it go? Game. So boys and girls, we've completed that whole word family. If you can spell, say it with me. If I can read and write game, then I can read and write same. I can read and write
Tame.
and I can read and write
Name.
Fantastic. I think that was just a coincidence that we finished that one up, but that's okay. Aisha, come on up, baby.
Rate.
Great. Good job. Get that arm ready.
Rate. Rate.
Thank you for sliding it on that last time. Which one does it go under? Which word family? Gate. Fantastic. Remember, it can go in any of the boxes. Good, you've reached it. We're getting taller. It's working great. We're growing. Peyton, come on up. Boys and girls, let's give all of our friends so far a yee-haw.
Yeah.
They're working hard. Here we go.
Cake.
Cake. Here we go.
Cake. Cake.
Where does it go? Rake. Peyton, I knew I can count on you to be different. Talk about all of our words. Sebastian, come on up. All right, here we go. If I can read and write, then I can read and write.
Rate and wait and wait.
Fantastic. If you didn't get a shot up here, that's okay, because remember, you get a shot now. I'm going to pass out your own personal word sort mat that I've already put the words that we've sorted in. They may look a little bit different, but it's the same words we have up there. You're going to get out your literacy journal. What color with a quiet hand is our literacy journal? Literacy journal. What color is it, Chase?
Blue.
Not blue. What is it, Jaleesa? Purple. You're going to get out that literacy journal. That's purple. And you're going to go to your next clean page and glue this in. Remember, this is kind of long, so is it going to fit portrait style? So you're going to have to turn your journal landscape and put it in your journal. When you have it glued in, take your pencil out and hands on top of your head so I know that you're ready. Capiche?
Capiche.
When I give it to you, off you go. Remember, we're not talking. We have to move quickly. You don't write your name because it's going in your journal, which is yours. I already know it's yours.
So we have to write the date.
But you do write the date. Absolutely. 5, 4, 0, -1, -2. It is your turn to show what you know. And I'm going to show some words. You're going to have to stretch those words by yourself and decide which word family it belongs in. Say the word.
Make.
Go ahead, stretch it on your hand and put it in its correct column.
Make. It's make, not rake.
Which column? Make. What column is this? Rake. Rake. Go ahead and write it. Pencil ups when you're done. I know Sebastian and Alexa. I love that I don't even have to say that to you anymore. Fantastic. Here's our next word. Say that word. Stretch it. Came. Go ahead. All right, where are you going to put it?
Under
under game. Why under game?
Because at the end I see the aim and under in game and there's an
The assessment I do is a quick phonics check. It's for me, I don't give it as a grade. I just want to see which students I need to work with on that phonics pattern. I don't choose too many words because I don't want it to be like a traditional spelling test or anything of that sort. I do just a few words and only of the patterns that we've talked about. So this week we talked about 3 different patterns. We had the long A with an M, a long A with a T, and a long A with a K. So I just wanted to see their understanding of those patterns, and then I use it as a formative assessment. And I know when I pull them into group, maybe in this group, one of my students is still struggling with long A. So in their guided reading, when I'm working with them, I can point out those long A's and have those conversations. So it's just simply for me, no grades or nothing that ever comes back to them really, except for when I'm having the conversation with them. Joey, why did you put it here?
Because it has the T.
It has the T after the what? What kind of A is that?
The long A.
The long A. All right, boys and girls, if you are done, close these journals up, put your pencils in them, and bottoms on the carpet. All right, boys and girls, let's talk about these words. I'm going to have 3 brave friends come up and explain these words in where they go. Remember, you don't have to stretch the words out. You just have to have the conversation with it. Let me have Leighton come up and talk to me about this first word. What's this first word?
Make.
Where does it belong?
Rake.
Why under rake? It has a K after the what? It has a K after the E or before the E? This would be after. Before. So it has a K after the long A. Fantastic. Give him a coyote swoosh. Swoosh. Have a seat. Let me have Bella come up and talk to me about our next word. What's the next word?
Came.
Came. And where does came go?
Under game.
Why?
Because how I figured it out, I saw the word aim, and there's an aim under that.
Awesome. So that M comes after the long A. Kiss your brain and give her a firework. And my last brave friend to come up today, let's see, Peyton, come on up.
They're all pretty much good.
Well, there were 3, 1 boy, 2 girls. You're right.
State.
State. And where does state go?
Gate, because it has a T and an E, and this has a T.
So can you talk to me about the T after which letter?
A.
What kind of A?
A long A.
A long A. Let's give her a yeehaw.
Yeah!
Awesome. They are working hard and they are learning a lot. And I want them to feel comfortable coming up to that smart board and special coming up there and leading the class and teaching them something. So we always want to celebrate. Again, I have 15 minutes, so sometimes I chunk it. Oh my goodness, all of that great thinking that my friends did up at the smart board. Let's give them all a round of applause or a cowboy or firework, and we even have something at our school called the Coyote Swoosh. So, sometimes I incorporate that as well. It just makes them feel special for coming up, and more importantly, makes them want to come up. Have a seat. Boys and girls, give your partner a fist bump and tell them rock star.
Rock star. Rock star.
And then we do a word sort, whole group, where we sort words. And the students then get to practice that on their own at their seat. I'm still interactive with it because I want to keep them moving and on pace. They don't do too many words on their own because it's just a practice to see if they are understanding the pattern. And I'm walking around and looking to make sure that they are understanding and having conversations if they're not. Crisscross applesauce? Here we go. We're going to read our poem today for fluency again. Remember, today is Thursday, so you can read with me from the beginning. We got it 3 times. Let's practice our poem. Follow it. Here we go. Jake the snake. Eyes up here. Jake the snake was not quite awake
when he made a mistake and curled up on a rake.
Fantastic. Let's go ahead and uncap those markers for me. Put those boards in your lap. And make sure your eraser is close. I'm going to pull some letters up onto the whiteboard, and you are going to write them down in the same fashion that I do at the top of your board. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go ahead and write it. I'm going to count down from 5 to -2. You're going to have them. Ready. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. Cap your markers. Boys and girls, we are going to mix and fix the word was. Get your boards ready. Here we go.
Mix it, now I gotta fix it.
Fantastic. Go ahead, markers uncapped. Say the word was as you use those letters to correct it. Was. Show me when you're done. Say it as you write it. Good job. Fantastic. Peyton, erase. I can't read upside down. Wow, boys and girls. Give yourself a round of applause. Everyone got it correct. Ready? Erase. I'm going to do it a new way. We're still going to be working with that sight word was. Remember to get those letters at the top of your board as fast as you can so that you know which ones you are mixing and fixing. Alexa, it should already be erased. Here we go. Remember, we don't try to sound out this word because it's just our letters mixed and fixed. Listen, we don't sound out that word because it's just our letters mixed and fixed. It's not a word. Boys and girls, put your eyes on me. Cap your marker. Who can tell me the direction that Miss McKenzie just gave? Peter?
Don't sound them out.
Don't sound them out. Why would we not want to sound out this word? Bella?
Because they're just our mixed up words.
It's just our mixed up letters for our word. So there's my warning. Please don't mess with your visual memory of this word by trying to sound out a word that's not even a word. Hands on your board. Mix and fix. Here we go.
Mix it, now I gotta fix it.
Please say the word was as you write it. The students are 6 years old. Some of them are now 7, but they are busybodies. So when developing this plan with my teammate, we wanted to incorporate as many ways to get them up and moving as possible. Some of the things I do are attention signals or just quick redirections to get them back on track. Some of the things I do, like the blowing and popping, is so that everyone has an equal chance to be able to think through the problem that I'm presenting to them and not be rushed by someone else's thinking of like raising hands. It kind of is discreet and keeps it to where it's not like everyone's hands up and students are like, oh no, I don't know the answer yet. So that's really helpful. The whiteboard moving, it just keeps them engaged because they can't sit for that long, and I have 15 minutes, so I have to make it as powerful as possible and use as many of my tricks that I can to make sure that they're staying with me and engaged. Get your boards ready. Here we go.
Mix it, now I gotta fix it.
Say the word what as you fix it.
What?
Does that look right, Katie?
It's like asking what?
It's the question word what. Fantastic. Hold it high so I know you're done and I can see it. That doesn't come after. What comes after it? Not an A. Fix it. All right. What? Check your word. Did you get it correct? If you didn't, that's okay. We're going to try it one more time. Erase. Some techniques they use to redirect their behavior is just simply saying their name in conversation as I'm talking. It's discreet. I don't have to call them out for their behavior, just simply by me saying, hey, DeAndre, look at this word, and continue my conversation and teaching. It doesn't disrupt the rest of the students. None of them turn to look at him. They know I'm just redirecting and getting them, and it more importantly gets the student back on track. They're like, oh man, my name, and they're back and watching me. All right, boards up, here we go. Mix it, now I gotta fix it. Say the word what as you write it.
What?
What? Use the board, or use the letters on your board to help you.
What?
Good job, Katie.
What kind of is this?
Fantastic. Erase your boards. What? All right. On this day, students get to use a whiteboard, so I make sure those come down to the carpet with them. We practice our poem again with practicing our fluency. I think it gives the kids an opportunity to interact with on-grade level sight words. When I pull them to my small group table, some of them are still at a point where they're learning our level A high frequency words. So in the traditional routine, the letters are mixed on the table and they actually have magnetic letters. During that time, they're not saying the word that is mixed up and crazy on their table. They are just mixing them, and then they fix them to create, they flow it. They pull the magnetic letters down. But because I did not have enough magnetic letters, and because I didn't have the prep time to do that for every single word that we learn, I have students write them in a mixed up order. They use their whiteboard and they mix it around, which allows them to get moving because we don't want them sitting for too long. It keeps them engaged. They get to sing their little chant, which they enjoy tremendously. And then they pull those letters, using the letters that they have written up top, they pull them down in the order that they're supposed to be written, writing it and saying it at the same time. And I think having the visual of the letters in front of them really helps, especially with those lower level students, because they don't know what letters sometimes are needed in them. So it's kind of a process of elimination that they can use as they're doing that. Friday, we do a quick fluency practice with our poem again. Students are going back to their to an individual spot in the classroom with a partner. They're reading the phonics poem for the week, and then they're able to practice any of the other fluency poems that we have done in the previous weeks. Because today's focus is fluency, although we are working on long A, I want them practicing any poem that allows them to read with expression and fluency. So as long as they practice that one that we're working on for the week first, I'm okay with them looking at any other poem in that book. We're going to start our day with partner reading our poem, Jake the Snake, that has the long A in it. You guys are going to read this poem at least twice, and then you can read any of your fluency poems in your journal if the timer hasn't gone off yet. Are you ready? Today I'm going to pair you with someone different, so you're not working with the same partner. When I call your name, you and your partner stand up, go get your fluency journals, and get started right away. Katie and Bella. Layton and Peter. I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock. Chase and Aisha, I love that you're already down and getting started.
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake, here we go.
The snake was not quite awake when he made a mistake. Jake the Snake was not quite awake. At
your seat is your phonics check sheet. You need to put your name and the date. We only have 3 words this week, so you just need to number to 3. Stand up if you sit at blue table and go back to your seats. And red table. Chase, do exactly what we do every time, please. Thank you. Wow, blue table, you're quietly working. you're not talking so that you can get your name and date on this quickly and quietly. I want to see if you have mastered this long A that we have been working on. So I'm going to give you 3 words today. Remember to stretch those words after Miss McKenzie says it and write the word, remembering what we've worked on this week with that long A. All right, your first word today that you are going to write is the word tame. Say that word, tame. Think about our spelling pattern we've learned this week, that phonics rule. Write the word tame, pencil up, thank you Caleb, when you're ready. Tame, like I'm going to tame a lion. Tame. I just said it. I'm going to tame or train a lion. All right, your next word is the word cake. I'm going to bake a cake. 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 I know it does. Good job. Cake. Say it and think it through. Cake. Here we go. Your last word for the day is plate. Say that word, plate. I put food on my plate. 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 Caleb, I like the way you're looking at that blend wall. If I collect your paper, put your pencil away and join me back on the carpet. Awesome job. Give your guys self a pat on the back. Fantastic work. In the beginning, Monday is completely an introductory day. At this point in the year, students have become very familiar with that picture sort that we do, but I do choose a picture sort when doing the phonics words because they're not ready to see the written word yet. I want it to grow, and right now, being able to just see a picture word or a picture and talk through that word is enough for me. Sight words are basic. We're doing the what's missing, building that visual memory of the 2 words, and each day it builds, and I release a little bit of my control, and it becomes more student-led each day. So then, by Wednesday, they're able to read the fluency poem on their own. They're able to talk about those words, explain the patterns, explain the rules, identify the sight words, and read them not only within their standing alone, but also in text, and they are so excited to pull it out in independent reading time, show me those words that they're finding. And then by Friday, we get to a point where they don't really even need me anymore. Most kids, as I'm walking around, have mastered the skill. It's structured, it's small, and each day building on each other really helps them take in that rule or that sight word and know it and understand it. There's not any point that the students are doing one activity for too long. They're constantly moving. They are interacting in different ways. They're not just saying things, they're writing it. They're not just writing it, they're acting it out. There are so many opportunities for the students to engage and learn these different skills that we're focusing on for the week. I use techniques of making sure that every student in the class is picked. Sometimes I use a random name selector. It's kind of like the popsicle stick method of pulling kids out. I want to make sure that I'm giving everyone an equal opportunity to come up and interact, whether they are a low baby in my class or one of my highest learner or achieving students in the class.